and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. If you're new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like, and get involved in the comment section down below. Drop your predicted lineups for Wolves versus Aston Villa. So the mugs have gone down very, very well. Be sure to check them out on the website. I think we've got about 6 left. So you guys have absolutely smashed them. I'll put the link to them in the description. And it'll just take you straight to them so you can have a look at them and hopefully purchase. The money's going to just help support the channel, to be fair. And, you know, your support is absolutely massive in the comment section. So, predicted lineup time. We've had a good international break, haven't we? It's sort of got even better, really. Bailey's bagged a penalty. And it's just been a real good international break that everybody's got minutes. Everybody's sort of done really well. Cash especially. I just think it's gone down very, very nicely. So, Josh, brilliant to have you back on the channel. How you doing? You all right? Your channel going all right?
Yeah. Always a pleasure to be on with you boys and chatting Villa. And again, an international break. You're thinking sometimes you need a break from club football just to refresh, recharge, retune. But I'm desperate for this game on Saturday now. Absolutely been thinking about it for the last couple of days. England friendly is not for me, really. I've been more interested in the other sort of games and the qualifiers and our players doing bits for other nations. So, pleasure, guys, to be on, as always.
Yes, so like we said in the preview, we've had enough of the international break now. Let's get straight back on to action for Aston Villa then. So we might as well kick it off with the keeper. What we're going with, Olsen. Martinez fixed himself.
He had a bit of a farce, though, didn't he, Martinez and Buendia? Because they were suspended for the first game, weren't they? Because of what happened against Brazil. And they was hoping it would get reduced, but it didn't. So they travelled all the way to Argentina to be suspended for 2 games. So that was a bit of a farce when he could have been at home resting up. But there you go.
Yeah, but he's classing him, Martinez, and
his quality.
You know, he's had a solid season, hasn't he, Martinez? So Justin, do you wanna? What you saying then? Defence.
I think it probably picks itself now that Luca Dean's fit. So I think Matty Cash got away with Poland, had a great time with them, qualified for the World Cup, so I think he'll come back bouncing. Tyrone Mings again got away with England and bagged a goal, so that'd be lovely for him. Come back bagging full of confidence. I think Chambers has done well in the back 4, but I think Ezri Konsa is the main man, isn't he, next to Mings? I think he's cemented that place now, barring injury or suspension. I don't see that changing very much, probably next season either as well, but definitely not this Saturday. And then obviously Luca Dean back in pace of Ashley Young at left back, and I think I've got real high hopes for Luca Dean. I don't know why. I just got a feeling he's going to have an absolutely banging end to the season. I think we touched on it. I think in the last show, didn't we? That he's done okay with Villa. He's had solid sort of 67, maybe 1 or 2 8s since he's been there. But I think we expected probably 8s and 9s every week. So I think, you know, that game that he had in the week apparently against South Africa was absolutely amazing. Gets up and down and you know, his delivery into the box is brilliant and his set pieces are very good. So I think hopefully he's going to come back bouncing as well. He's fit now, ready to go, and he can finish the season on a high. So, back 4 for me picks itself.
Yeah, and Luke Dean did have a tremendous international break, and I'm not really too sure whether he has been in and around the French. Oh, I mean, I know he's been in and around the French squad, but I'm not sure whether he's been a starter, to be fair. So I think him having a real good time away with France, confidence-wise, should do him the world of good. Yes, we've touched on the fact that he's done well for Villa, but I don't think he's sort of set Villa Park alight, has he, which we know he probably can do. So I think, like you've just said, we are going to see the best out of Luca Dean. But I was watching some of them little videos of him when he was in the stadium. I think it must have been before the game when he was whipping them balls into Griezmann. He's got a right cross on him, hasn't he?
He's got a wand, yeah.
That was quite funny, that Griezmann, wasn't it? Because he's celebrating, shouting Harry Kane, didn't he? He buried that header. It's quite funny. How do you think Konsa feels now? Because you look at that back 5 now, all internationals, all going to the World Cup. Do you think, like, he's thinking down the Portugal line, or now that they've qualified. And seeing what Matty Cash has done. Matty Cash made a bold decision, didn't he? And it's paid off so far, hasn't it?
I mean,
I would have. Sorry.
I mean, Matty Cash, what a decision he's made, because he looks like he's absolutely loving life with the Poland squad. You know, that they've embraced him. I mean, it's probably not been easy for Cash, really, because I guess he knows maybe bits and bobs of the language, but, you know, he's had to probably learn that. He's had to adapt to what it's like playing in the circumstances that he's in. So I think it's been probably like a bit of a culture change for him as well. So to adapt to that, but also show his Villa form at the same time, I think it's brilliant for Cash as well. What was you going to say, Josh?
I was going to say you got to look at the bigger picture of your Ezri, and essentially, I think as much as a player's pinnacle club football is sort of that Champions League level, international football is right up there. And for Ezri Konsa, especially under Southgate, I think he's going to always struggle to cement a first-team regular place. Whereas Portugal, the only player that is better than him in that position is Ruben Diaz. He's up against Pepe, who's on the wrong side of his years now, Jose Font, and then they've been playing Danilo Pereira, who plays centre mid for PSG. So for me, Konsa walks in and plays alongside Ruben Diaz. And again, imagine what Konsa could do alongside learning with Ruben Diaz on international level, arguably up there with Van Dijk as two of the best centre-halves. So, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. If he's genuinely not getting a look in the next year or two, as much as I don't want him to, I'd love him to be in England international and see more Villa players there. But I think it's a no-brainer, and Cash will probably be in his ear, as you said, and tell him.
Yeah, I think...
I think... Go on.
Sorry,
go on,
just I think another important thing to remember with Southgate and the way he picks these squads now is, yes, on merit, he'll give you a call-up, but he doesn't forget the players that have done well for England, such as Harry Maguire. Now, I know he got slated and he got booed, and, you know, I don't agree with booing any England international player when you're representing your country, whether just because you're a City fan or what, whoever was booing him, I don't know. But I think we've shown that as long as you perform to your standard for your club and you've not let your country down, then he will pick what he normally picks. So Connor Cody, I can't see him ever not picking him. Tyrone Mings, I don't really see him not picking Mings now. So for Konsa, it's like, how is he going to displace these players?
I think he will get a call up for England. I really do. I think he's just gone 24, so he's still relatively young. You like probably a bit more experience in your centre halves for England. I think that's what Southgate likes to do. You know, most of his centre halves are 26, 27, aren't they? And I think the consistency Konsa shows for us week in, week out, season in, season out now, I think it can only lead to him. He's got to get a call up at some point. He just has to, because at some point there'll be a few injuries and there might be a couple of friendlies coming up where he might throw him in. His level of performance, for me, merits at some point a call up. Now, when he gets that call up, it's down to him to impress in the training group and maybe get a start or come off the bench for half a game. But I'll probably, you know, for me, I still see his future as an England player. But I think if he doesn't get that call up probably within the next 2 seasson, then you know, his hand will be pushed where, you know, like Cash's was.
I don't think he'll want to wait that long, Justin.
Me neither.
I really don't. Do you think I can't see him waiting for Southgate to call him up?
I think it all depends on whether he spoke to go to Southgate, because Southgate has spoken about Konsa a few times, you know, and says he is in his thoughts.
He mentioned Cash, though, didn't he? He mentioned Cash before at the start of the season.
Yeah, he did, yeah. But I think it's all down to how that personal conversation went. You know, if Southgate says, I'm going to keep my eye on you, but he doesn't give him any indication that he's going to get a call up imminently, then he may very well choose to go the other route to Portugal, definitely. But I think it's what, you know, would England want to lose a player of his quality when he's only, say, 23, 24, when you've got players coming towards the end of their sort of natural England careers? I don't know. It's a big call for England. I think they'll miss a trick if they don't play for England, because I think, like you say, he won't wait forever. And I think if he chooses Portugal, like Josh says, there's not a lot of competition there, so he could probably not walk into the team, but he's not going to be far off, is he? So he's probably got a better chance of playing for them currently than us. So it's a big call for him.
Yeah, definitely. Josh, do you want to, what are you going with in the midfield then?
I think it's pretty much, again, similar to what Josh said, the same three lads who, for me, have been pretty consistent in there. We're going, obviously, with Dougie Luiz, playing in that sort of deeper holding role. John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey. And look, for me, it's that midfield is where you've got to stop Wolves. I think that's the big thing for me. When you've got Matinho, Neves, then Donker, those players who like to get a foothold and control the game. I think that midfield three still has the best balance against them. Again, McGinn for me is going to be so crucial in there. I thought, do you know what? It's so refreshing to watch John McGinn play for Scotland, because he just plays on a different knife edge, a different periphery on the game. And I think it's his best performances because he plays higher up. And it comes from me that, you know, Ramsey, again, we've seen his fantastic international break. I really fancy that midfield three. Do I see any other players still threatening those positions in there? Not at the moment. I really don't see any other midfielders in our team, i.e. Morgan Sanderson. I still don't see how he can justify his place at the moment over the other three. When Marvellous comes back, we've got questions. But right now, for me, that is the best midfield three to play against Wolves, in my opinion.
Don't forget Neves is out for this game as well. So I think we can try and get a bit of a foothold on it and try and dominate with that three. So Ryan, what are you going with front three?
Me personally would like to see Ings and Watkins up top again with Coutinho in behind. They're very strong defensively, Wolves, and I think having two up front, it looked more balanced. We look more of a threat. I think we can stretch teams a bit more. So Ings is quite fresh as well, isn't he? He's had 2 weeks off at Bodymore, so he'll be chomping at the bit. I think he would have played one in the last game, but it was a muscle injury, did Gerard say? So I think them two back up top, and then Coutinho, he's got some minutes and a goal, hasn't he, for Brazil? So he'll be high on confidence as well. And obviously, Ollie Watkins got his goal. Me and Justin had a fiver on him, didn't we, mate? Cheeky little fiver, first goal scorer. So got some betting tokens to play with on this game against Wolves. So might stick it all back on him to score against Wolves as well.
So news just in at the bottom of the screen. That is the predicted lineup. That is what we are going with for this episode.
Sky Sports, your artos.
That's what I mean. We're coming for you. Don't worry.
Do you think, obviously, Ryan, you touched on the fact you wanted two up front with things and Watkins stretching more. Wolves, you know, they do tend to play that back three. Do you think that's another reason why Gerrard will probably look to play two up there to try and stretch a back three?
Yeah, similar to Brighton. We got a lot of joy down the sides, didn't we, against Brighton? And I always think we do play well against teams that play a back three. I remember us we ripped Arsenal to pieces last season, didn't we? They were as a back three at the time. So definitely looking into them channels, because Watkins and Ings works right, is very underrated. And he'll press as well. So yeah, definitely for me, them two. Anybody disagree, or we all on the same page?
No, I'd like to see them too.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like that's what we'll go with. Cool. So a little short one for us for our predicted lineup. So we'll end it on this one then, and just subscribe to the channel. And thanks, Josh, for coming on.
Legend.
Enjoyable as always.